Hey, this is Jeremy, and it's time to talk about The Room Next Door.
And you're alive.
Okay, The Room Next Door is the latest Pedro Almodovar movie starring Tilda Swinton and Julianne Moore. It is only his second English language movie after the 2020 short film The Human Voice, also starring Tilda Swinton. Those of you who know me in real life know how much I love Tilda and Julianne, so you can guess how excited I was for this movie. The film premiered at the Venice Film Festival, where it shockingly won Best Film. And recently, Tilda was nominated for Best Actress Drama at the Golden Globe Awards. She lost to Fernanda Torres for I'm Still Here, a film that's not coming out in Canada until April. So the film is set in a not-so-distant future where AI robots are so advanced and so human-like that they can actually develop diseases like cancer and die. Tilda Swinton plays the dying AI robot, and Julianne Moore plays her longtime AI friend that's going to assist her in committing suicide. I'm joking. They're not playing robots, but they sure talk like robots, which is my main issue with this movie. It's giving ChatGPT. The dialogue feels so off. Tilda and Julianne are doing a pretty amazing job fighting for their lives, trying to make this dialogue seem human. They almost pull it off, but ugh. Full disclosure, I don't speak Spanish, so for all I know, all of Almodovar's movies feel like this, where the dialogue is caught between realism and complete fantasy, creating this weird, surreal world mixed with colorful production design and costumes, where the viewer knows that these stories aren't really taking place in real life. If so, then I guess this must be what people like about his movies. I have to admit, I haven't seen many of his movies for this exact reason. I'm a big realism freak, and I don't enjoy sci-fi or fantasy. So if something feels off or too magical, I usually check out. I think I've seen 5 of his movies. I've seen Talk to Her, All About My Mother, The Human Voice, Law of Desire, and Bad Education. Law of Desire being my favorite of all of these because it's the one that I've seen that's most grounded in reality. All this being said, the movie looks gorgeous, even though it clearly wasn't shot in New York where it's set. The costumes are cute. There's this one sweater that I absolutely want. And obviously, I could watch Tilda Swinton and Julianne Moore read the phone book, so I was never bored during this movie. And I actually very much enjoyed the story and the questions that it posed about life and death and how we choose to live our lives. But the execution, again, mainly the dialogue, prevented it from completely working for me. Maybe on a second viewing, knowing what it is and what the dialogue is, that I could be able to just like go with it, but who knows. Awards wise, I don't think this will be nominated for anything at the Oscars. Both Tilda and Julianne are submitting themselves for lead actress, potentially canceling each other out. But also there's so many more better performances in lead actress this year that I don't think they were really up for it anyway. And I don't think the film has any chance of getting into Best Picture and, God forbid, Best Screenplay. Ultimately, if you're a fan of Pedro's, then I guess you have to see this. And I would say that if you're a fan of either Tilda's or Julianne, you should see this as well because they're great in it. Otherwise, you can kind of skip it. See ya.
I completely lost faith in people doing the right thing.